class. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Hi, Fobe, please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you, Chukwemeka.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's master class. I promise you, I know it's a celebration period. We're not going to hold you more than necessary on this exact conversation. I'll keep it as fast as possible so that I can go back to anything that I've already planned to have today. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to bring up my screen so that we can start immediately and jump into the discussion that we have for tonight. It's a very, very interesting discussion on why you might choose the wrong career in the UK, Canada, US coming in 2025. Because a lot of people already have plans of this is what I want to do 2025. This is how I want to start my 2025. But a couple of times we actually also make mistake because we have different reasons why we are looking to make all these switches. So tonight we're going to be discussing a couple of all these things so that we can have a general understanding of how we should not make this mistake. Okay, so if you know someone that this discussion is going to be very, very valuable to, please feel free to call their attention to this call. Make sure that you tell them that we have started. A family member, a friend, anybody that you know that discussion that we're having tonight is going to be very, very, very necessary for that person to be here. Please feel free to reach out to him or her. And before we dive right into our discussion for tonight, okay, I would love to know where you are joining us from. Okay, just simply type in the chat box, Chukwemeka, UK, and Fobe, Germany, and so on and so forth. Just type in your name and where you're joining us from so that I'll be sure the demographic of people that we have on this call tonight. So quickly, let's do that so that we can jump right into the discussion for today. Okay, I can see Musa already. Musa, Nigeria. Amazing. It's good to have you on the call, Musa. Can see Rotimi, Nigeria as well. I can see Rosalind, US. Can see Jojo from England. Can see Chooks from England. I can see James from Nigeria. JJ Lola, UK. I think I've seen this name before, JJ Lola. Elizabeth from Nigeria. Wally from Nigeria. Mensa from US. Annie from Zambia. Fantastic, fantastic. We have a lot of people from different countries joining us this afternoon. So it's good to have each and every one of you right here. We have Femi from Nigeria, Gift from Lagos, Nigeria, of course, and also Deji from Nigeria. I know we still have other people that are going to join us on this call tonight, okay? But while we're waiting for them, I also love to hear from you, okay? So let's just have a conversation, okay? So if today is the first time that are joining any of our sessions, just type in a 1, okay? But if you've been in our sessions before now or anything that I've done, you can type in a number or put in anything as it pleases you. But if today is the first time that you are joining any of the sessions that we are organizing, please type a 1 in the chat box so that I will know how I can coin the discussion for tonight and make sure that you leave here with something that is very, very valuable. Amazing. I can see a couple of ones from Ose, Aremu, Steven. Fantastic, fantastic. We'll have a couple of first timers here. I can see Musa. Musa said that today is his second time. It's good to have you on the call again, Musa. And we have a couple of other people. Okay, we have a lot of people. Emmanuel, Cape Town. Fantastic. It's good to have you on the call, Emmanuel. Okay, so we're going to jump right into discussion. Remember, like I said, we're going to be talking about why you might choose the wrong career in the UK, US, or Canada come 2025. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a couple of things that are involved that will make you to make some of these mistakes that some of us made in the past that we've learned from, and then we're now here to talk about it and also guide you towards a particular career path. Okay, but before we also jump right into this discussion, is there anything in particular that you want to take out from this session? All right, feel free to type it in the chat box. If there's something in particular that you are looking to take out from this discussion tonight, please feel free to put it in the comment section so that I can also note it down and make sure that before we are done with our discussion for today, that we will definitely scratch that exact part of what you are looking for. Okay. So nobody's putting anything in. Doesn't mean that we didn't have anything that we were looking up to come in here. I'm still waiting to see it. Okay, I think no. Okay, I can think. Okay, Rotimi mentioned program structure. Amazing. Thank you, Rotimi. I will definitely make sure that I touch base with the program structure before we round up. I want to know the difference between data engineering and data science. Fantastic from you, Ose. So definitely, I'll make sure that we also scratch that part of the training. Okay, so we are definitely going to look into the difference among all the programs that we offer. Okay, I think I've only heard from Rotimi and Ose. Does it mean that every other person that came here, there's no exact burning question that you had in mind before coming here, something that you want to take out of this discussion? Okay, so please, if you do have one, please make sure that you put it in the comment section so that I can easily see it and be able to know how I'll navigate our discussion for tonight. I can see the one from Aremo. Right skill to learn to secure a job in US, Canada, and also United Kingdom. Fantastic, Aremo. Definitely, we are going to be scratching that. I have a background in data science. Is it advisable to switch to data engineering instead? Amazing, Osep. So we're going to look at all those things and be able to find the right career path for you. Want to know if AI is incorporated in your programs? Amazing, Rosalind. So I think I'm going to take that one first. So for all our programs, we incorporate how you can easily utilize artificial intelligence with respect to helping you be a better data analyst. For instance, you want to be a data analyst, a data scientist. How do you utilize all those AIs out there with respect to helping you with your job? Okay. Best course advice for someone from health background, Jejela. Amazing. So for most of the people that want a tailored discussion, what's going to happen is this. I'll run through everything and then we may not be able to take every single one of you respect to your personalized question. But afterwards, we'll have what we call a one-on-one free conversation. Okay, or I can call it consultation, where we take you personally to look at your background and understand where you're coming from for us to be able to give you the right career path that is suitable for you. Okay, I want to be the best data analyst and I want you to guide me through the path to becoming the best data analyst. Fantastic, Oluwaseun. It is one of the things that we are definitely going to walk you through tonight. Okay, how I can relate tech to public health and social care from Chooks. How you can easily relate tech to public health and social care. What I always try to tell everyone is no matter where you are coming from, there is always tech embedded in it. For instance, someone that is into social care, sometimes you have to take data collection from the people that you care for. At the point you are carrying out data collection, you are doing an activity that is relating to data analytics. All right. So whenever you want to transition, you can easily find a way to all those things that you did that relates to data. You can now find a way to tilt it to look like you've been practicing data analytics. Thank you so much for dropping a couple of the comments and things that you want to see. Right now, I'm going to jump into the discussion and then we are going to get right into what we have for tonight. It's not a large class that we have today. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we personalize it and move as fast as possible. But before we dive right into our discussion, who exactly is organizing this event for today? So we are Tenalytics and we are the leading educational technology company that is coming from Africa to help people of the Black community to break into the tech industry. We also help companies with respect to consulting services. And for the last 4 years that we've been in this industry, we've helped over 2,500 people move from our classroom into landing their first jobs in US, Canada, Africa, Asia, Europe, and of course, United Kingdom. And we have 8 different career paths which we specialize with respect to helping people move. And that's data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, scrum master, cybersecurity, and then soon to come AI engineering. Okay, and how we do this is by teaching everyone in our classroom using project-based model, where we bring in experienced professionals from their places of work back to the classroom to teach individuals using practical-based approach. So instead of you going to class and you're learning, oh, what is data? What is data analytics? No, you will be learning using a proper project-based model. Okay, and Before we also jump into the discussion, last month we got into the Alberta Catalyzer program, and what we are trying to do is also to find better ways to enhance our impact that we give out there. So we want to be able to bring more value to the Black community and to continue helping people. So please make sure that you click on the read more there for you to read on how and things, how everything transpired in the Alberta Catalyzer program. Okay, so I'm going to move right into, explaining myself. I think my screen is lagging a little bit. All right, but who exactly is talking to you tonight? So my name is Chukwemeka, and yeah, my name is Chukwemeka, like I mentioned, and I'm a dynamic technology consultant with close to a decade experience in GRC and also consulting services. And presently, I am the CEO of Tenalytics, and I've helped over 1,000 individuals without any technical background move from their current roles into landing jobs in the tech ecosystem. I have a portfolio that spans across the financial services, capital markets, hospitality sector, and also the educational technology industry. We have served as a GRC specialist in the banking sector, head of control in the fintech ecosystem, data analyst in also a fintech company, and also a business consultant in the hospitality sector. You can feel free to connect with me across the socials on LinkedIn at Chukwemeka Ekpa, on Twitter at Emeka_Heist, and then on Instagram as Ekpa_Chuks. You can always take the discussion to a level that you may not be able to have on some of these calls tonight. And what exactly are we going to be discussing tonight? So we have a couple of things that I've already curated, and then we are going to make sure that we embed most of the questions that you dropped already. Okay, first thing is why you might choose the wrong career. So we're going to look at this extensively to see reasons why you can possibly easily dive into the wrong career without you knowing. And of course, we're going to walk you through the pathway to becoming a tech professional and securing a job. And also talk to you about our growth internship program. And then finally, we'll have an amazing special discount for you that will not last forever. So please make sure that you're on this call to listen to everything that I want to say, and also fill the attendance form so that even if you drop off at any point or network disturbed you, you will get the recorded version of this discussion and also the slide that we are using for this conversation. And then personally on your own, you can easily go through it and be able to understand everything that we have said. Before we also move into the discussion proper, I want all of us here to have the mindset that it is possible. It is possible. So I was speaking to someone in the one-on-one conversation, and what the person mentioned is that she's coming from a care background, and she wanted to know how possible it would be for her to move into the tech industry. All right. And I had to tell her, okay, feel free to look for Abigail online, LinkedIn, anywhere, and have conversations we had. So I don't think there's any career path that you are coming from that have not had someone move from that exact career path into the tech industry. So we have Abigail. Abigail moved from being a care worker to becoming a business analyst with the government of Alberta in Canada. We have Tony that moved from being a pharmacist to becoming a benefits analyst after completing her own data analytics program. And of course, she got a full visa sponsorship with NHS. We have Ramat that moved from being a customer success person to landing a business architect role in UK. And that's also after completing our business analysis program. We have Muidin that also remotely worked with BBX in UK after completing our program. And also Abdrashid that is presently still residing in Nigeria, but he works with Child 420 as a data scientist. So I want you to know that it is possible. So why I brought just these people, it's not just these 5 people that have been able to make this switch. It's so that I can be able to cut across different aspects that you might be coming from. A lot of times, there's always questions around, I need UK experience, I need Canadian experience, I need French experience, I need Brazilian experience. And it begs to ask one question. Does it mean that any country that you move to, for you to function there, you need to get that country-specific experience? The answer is no. Because in the tech industry, we are a global community. The Excel you use in Nigeria is the same Excel you're going to use in Brazil. The Power BI you use in Germany is the same Power BI that you're going to use in France. SQL that you use in UK is the same SQL you're going to use in Canada rather. So it is a global scale. So if you are still thinking that for you to function in some of these countries that you need a country-specific experience, then you need to think again. What you need is an experience and not a UK-based experience. So just write this down. You need an experience and not a country-based experience. So any company you want to get into as of today will always want someone that has experience. That is certain. Okay, it is certain. Even though it's an entry-level role, they still want an individual that have been able to practice and have extensive knowledge of what they want to do. And these are things that they look out for, and not entirely they need someone with country-based experience. So make sure that you understand this tonight before we jump right into our discussion proper. Now, from now till 2025, we have less than 25 days ahead. We have less than 25 days rather. And if you are someone that plan yourself very well, you know that if you plan to be, if you want to start gymming by 2025 January, you are not going to wait till January 1st before you start making your move. It means that by December, you should have looked around your vicinity to find the proper gym that you want to register with, know what it entails, and then by January, you are jumping right into that exact gym. That's the same way it is in the tech industry. If you have intentions that you want to break into the industry by January, simply means that this December, you need to use it to plan yourself appropriately. You need to be able to say, okay, I want to do this. I need to find the one that fits me. I need to find a specific career path that speaks to me. Okay. And it's when you do it during December period that you can easily start when January comes. But if you are not able to do this right now, it means that when January comes, you are still not going to get into the tech industry. It's still going to be procrastination because you've not been able to plan yourself ahead. Personally, I've always said I'm going to start gymming since 2021, but finally I started this year. Okay, and this year it was even as just last month or thereabouts. Okay, and it's because I didn't plan appropriately, and a lot of us has been caught in this web of moving round and round because we failed to plan. So if you have intentions of starting your tech career path by January, the time to make the plans is right now. So let's jump into our discussion for today. I hope people are still following me to this very moment. I hope I still have people following me to this very moment. If you are still here and you are still following me, please just type anything in the chat box so that I'll be sure that I have people that are still hearing what I am mentioning. Okay, I can see a couple of questions. Okay, fantastic. I can see a couple of comments here. I'm here. Amazing, amazing. Great. It's good. My classes are always interactive class because I want to be sure that everyone is listening to what I'm saying. Okay, so number one reason why you might choose the wrong career is simple. We focus solely on income. If you ask anyone here right now, what career path do you want to get into? The responses you are going to get is going to be around, I want the one that offers me the highest income possible. Okay? Is there anyone that doesn't want a career path that offers the highest income possible? Okay? So I was discussing with someone, it should be last week, and that exact individual mentioned, oh, data analytics, are you sure data analytics will give me high income? That he's seen some roles in data engineering that was offering more than what data science is offering. So I'm here to break it to you. It is actually very simple. Even if you decide to be a data analyst, there will be a data scientist that earn more than you. If you decide to be a data scientist, there will be a data analyst that earn more than you. If you decide to be a data engineer, there will be a cybersecurity person that earn more than you. If you decide to be a business analyst, there will be a different career person that earn more than you. So it's all down to you finding yourself in a career path that fits you 100%. Okay, that suits you 100%. I know when we all started our corporate life, um, it was if I mentioned my first salary, it was something that was very, very, it's not worthy to be heard outside. All right. But a couple of people, fell out from that exact line and say, oh, is it this I'm going to be doing? But then if you look down, okay, 5, 6, 7, close to 10 years down the line, how exactly is the journey at that very moment? And this is where people fail to see. The journey doesn't end from your entry point. Okay. So even if you're entering a role and the initial salary is £40,000, it doesn't mean that that's where it's going to stop. So for all the career paths that exist in tech, what all of them have in common is high rewarding salary. They will always offer you high rewarding salary. But with levels, that's where the differentials now come in. For instance, a data analyst, or let me even use a cybersecurity person that is working for, let's say, a government parastatal, and a data analyst that is working in oil and gas. Who do we think is going to earn higher? The data analyst working in oil and gas, or cybersecurity person working in a government parastatal? Who is going to earn more? Let me even see how our own thought processes are wired. Who do we think will earn more between a data analyst in oil and gas and a cybersecurity person in government parastatal? Okay, Rotimi mentioned oil and gas. Amazing. Remo mentioned oil and gas. Great. I'm happy that people are following me. And that is simply it. So even with regards that, oh, we're always saying a cybersecurity person, the needs are high, you have high income, but then it all boils down to the sector of the economy that you find yourself in. Okay, so all the career path will always give you high income. Okay, it's now dependent on the level you are starting with, the sector of the economy you find yourself, that will determine all these things. Okay, so make sure that you cancel out one of these things, which is focusing solely on income. If you are focused solely on income, that this is just what you want, I want the one that's going to give me high rewarding salary, it might move you and push you into moving into a career path that you don't even have the zeal to be there, or into a career path that you can't even do. Okay? The icon is saying that's if the government parastatal is not corrupt. Okay, so let's not get into the entire government sector, right? Okay, but most importantly, make sure that you find yourself in the tech environment. They all give you high rewarding salary. Okay, so don't focus solely on income. Next one is pursuing hot or trending careers without considering long-term relevance or compatibility. Okay, people most times tend to, oh, I heard I'm in UK and I heard that the hottest job in UK right now is cybersecurity. That's where I want to be in. But personally, you're not the kind of person that find yourself doing IT related things. If you're asked, okay, try to get into the CMD of this laptop, you can't. Like all those kind of things used to scratch you. It doesn't give you joy to do them. How do you think you are going to be compatible to the cybersecurity environment? Okay, so we need to also cancel out pursuing trending career paths that doesn't have compatibility or relevance to our personalities. So these are things that you need to be focused on. Number one, don't focus on income. Number two, make sure that you are not moving with the crowd. The crowd is mentioning, oh, it's cybersecurity today, you are there. The crowd is saying, oh, it's data engineering today, you are moving there. Have a plan and move with the one that gives you relevance, a long-term relevance, and also compatibility. So we're still going to scratch and touch all these career paths that will give you all these things that you need. Okay, number three is having a wrong understanding of what a role entails. If I ask some of us on this call, okay, who is a data scientist? We may not actually know what data scientists will be doing. Or who is a data engineer? We may not even know what it means. So I've noticed a trend. Anybody that is coming from engineering background into the tech environment, they always say, oh, I want to be a data engineer, because they want to maintain that exact name, engineer. So they studied civil engineering, they studied electrical engineering, they studied mechanical engineering, a lot of engineering courses, right, that are trying to get into the tech industry. They've said, oh, I want to be a data engineer just because of the name. They don't even understand what the role entails. Okay, so these are part of the reasons why you may struggle or you might choose the wrong career. Make sure that before you choose any of them, that you understand what those roles entail. If you want to be a data analyst, understand clearly who a data analyst is. If you want to be an agile project manager, understand who an agile project manager is. Number 4 is impatience or haste to have it all figured out or to avoid a gap. And this happens with respect to people that have been able to take a couple of courses before now. Maybe before now, you've used Udemy, you've used Coursera, you've learned Excel, you've learned SQL, you've learned MongoDB, you've learned snippets of different tools. And then coming into this career path, you have seen, oh, MongoDB is applicable to people in data engineering. Power BI is applicable to people in data analytics. How do I combine what data engineers are doing and what data analysts are doing and make sure I get all of them? Okay, so that is one of the challenges that you might choose the wrong career because you are impatient and you want it all figured out to avoid any gap. It's just like saying, oh, you want to go to school today, you're a medical doctor, and you want to be a gynecologist, you want to be a dentist, you want to be an optometrist, you want to be so many things. It is not possible, all right? It is not possible. Even though that, okay, today I've seen a gap in gynecology, it doesn't mean that you're going to move from your dentist into being a gynecologist, right? Even if you want to do that, there is need for you to make sure you grab being a gynecologist fully, 100%. You've secured it. If they wake you up today, can comfortably speak with respect to that. Before moving to the next thing, you want to now move into being a neurosurgeon. You want to move into being a pediatrist. Make sure that you grab one before moving to the other. If you are looking to fool your hands once, that's where the challenges will always come up. And finally, last one is unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectation. You see someone that is coming from a background that has no relevance in the tech industry. And they will tell you, oh, I want to break into the tech industry and I want to be a senior manager right then. Okay, so these are some of the expectations that we have. Sometimes we hear, oh, there is money in tech, there is money in tech, but this money is always built over time. Okay, so it's important for you to understand that it's a gradual journey that you build up step by step. If you're someone coming fresh without any initial transferable skill from all your initial experience, there is need for you to build it up step by step. Okay, so cut down those unrealistic expectations that once you get into tech, you're going to be looking for a job that will pay you 200,000 pounds per annum. Right, cut it down. Okay, it's very important that you cut it down. So if you've not captured anything from everything we've discussed now, make sure that you understand these 5 things why you might choose the wrong career. 1 is don't focus solely on income. 2 is don't pursue trending career paths because there are people going there. Okay, you don't know if it's relevant to you or how compatible it is to you as well. And also make sure that you understand what that role entails before you move into it, which is why we organize one-on-one consultation for you also to explain and look at your background to find the career path that suits you. Number 4 is don't be in a rush. It's a gradual journey. Okay, if you're someone that runs, I'm sure Usain Bolt, the first time he ran, he didn't beat his record. It was gradually he built up the momentum and he was now crushing it. And then cut down your expectation. Don't come in expecting, oh, 200,000 pounds straight up. That's what I'm getting. Because these are things that will make you to easily fall off. Now, let's have a look at a couple of jobs out there. So what I also try to do is look at top jobs in most of these countries, okay? Look at the top jobs in most of these countries. So we looked at the United Kingdom, okay? We have top jobs for 2025 in UK. We are seeing software engineer, we are seeing accountant. So what happens most time is that you've seen something like this now. maybe your name is Chukwemeka, and you don't like anything coding at all. Coding is a nightmare to you. You don't even understand calculations. You don't understand arithmetic at all. But because you've seen software engineering is number one, you say, that's where I want to be. Okay. Now, the compatibility is not there. Okay. And you're also looking to, oh, I want to get into a career path that can easily help me to get a sponsorship. I am moving to software engineering that might take you close to a year for you to actually standardize and learn it properly. So these are things that you need to actually be wary of. Can see the next one: accountant, administrative assistant, healthcare professional, architect, electrical engineer, nurse, teacher, financial analyst, data analyst, AI psychologist, information technology manager, blockchain, and several others there. So when you look at all this, try to put it in that scale of preference that I mentioned, right? Make sure that you understand what the role entails. Make sure they are not relying solely on income, and also make sure that you are not trying to capture what's it called? You're not moving with the crowd, and also having unrealistic expectations. If you look at this career path right now, for people in UK in this call, quickly, where can you say that you can easily fit in that will give you what you need in the next 4 months, 3 to 4 months? People in UK that are on the call, where do you think that this is where you want to be in the next 3 to 4 months? While you're figuring that out, we are going to move to the US, guys. All right. So in the US also, you can see a couple of jobs that are top jobs for 2025 in US. We are seeing number one, data science. Number two, we are seeing Knox practitioner. We are seeing cybersecurity, senior carer, IT manager, computer system analyst, and several other roles. Now, if you're someone that you've mentioned, oh, I need to actually secure a job in the next 6 months, and your passion is towards nurse, do you think that it is something that you get into and then within 6 months you will get the job? Okay. Do you think it's something that if you become a nursing student in the next 6 months, you're going to finish everything that you need to be a nurse and land a job? So these are some of the things that you also need to look out for. When you look at the top jobs, you also look at the longevity. How long will it take you to become someone in this exact field? Okay, if you look at all these things, people in US, you can also be able to say, okay, this is the career path that I want to also be in. I'm still going to explain all these things clearly, but please make sure that you fill the attendance form so that by the end of this discussion, you can easily get access to this slide and also the recording of this class tonight. Okay, please fill the attendance form so that you get the recording and also the slide that we are using. And for people in Canada, if you search for top jobs for 2025 in Canada, you are seeing number one, a pharmacist. You are seeing electrical engineer. You are seeing mechanical supervisor. Now, all these roles, we are even seeing aeronautical engineer. Okay, people that want to be pilot. If you want to be a pilot right now and you want visa, that will visa sponsored jobs like in the next 6 months also. Do you think it's something that a pilot moving into aeronautics will offer you? Okay, so these are questions that you need to answer yourself. You're seeing things like accountants, you're seeing things like registered nurse, and so many others. So please make sure that you look at all these for you to find the one that suits you. And for people that are also from Africa, you are seeing top jobs for 2025. You are seeing digital marketing, right? Digital marketing, you are seeing data scientists, cyber security, agriculture, information technology, entertainment. I mean, entertainment, if you live in Africa, if you're in Africa, you should know that entertainment is one of the hottest sectors. But can you sing? Can you sing? That's the question. Can you act? Do you have those opportunities to be there as well? So these are questions that you need to ask yourself and then be able to say, okay, I need to be in this career path that offers me this different thing altogether. Okay. Please, last time session is highly needed, Musa Shib. Okay. All right. So all these things that I've mentioned, we've also looked at what Robert Half has predicted to happen in 2025. So Robert Half is one of the what's it called? Recruitment experts out there. So what they mentioned according to the survey that they carried out is that according to their own survey, 46% of companies plan to increase salaries in the next 24 days. Okay. So I mean, if you are currently working and you've attended your strategy session, I'm sure you may have heard a couple of all those things. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to increase your salary, we're going to do so on and so forth. Okay, so 46% of companies plan to increase salaries by 2025, which is the next 24 days. And the most dominant sector is the tech and IT sector. These are the people that have identified that they are going to do this. Okay. And that's because 1/3 of their employees say that increased salaries will make them stay competitive and also in the hiring market for them to be able to attract skilled talent. So it means that for you that is yet to get that skill, they're already planning that you are going to be hot cake. Okay, you are going to be hot cake, which means they need to increase what they are offering to be able to land you. But mind you, for you to be a hot cake, you need to make sure that you have the skills that they are looking for. And these are the 3 things that you need to do today. Okay, these are 3 things that you need to do today. Number 1 is you need to learn. All right. Number 2 is you need to package. And number 3 is you need to apply. Okay, so 3 things: you need to learn, you need to package, and you need to apply. Okay, so what did I say? Learn, package, and apply. I know most times when we hear packaging, some people might feel, oh, packaging is not something I need to do. LinkedIn language is not something that is okay for me. But if you are looking to break into the sectors, it's important that you learn to do all these things. So first thing is focus on the in-demand tech skills, data analytics to HR analytics to cybersecurity and the rest of others. And then also learn to package. Employability service is very, very crucial for you to land a role. Just the technical skill alone will not land you the job. You need to know, how do I package myself for me to actually present myself as a hot cake? Okay, how do you present yourself as a hot cake? CV review sessions, mentorship sessions, references, and on-the-job support. And then lastly, apply to jobs. So I was mentioning to someone that the survey I read last month said that if you want to land one interview in a month, you need to apply to 27 jobs in a week. Okay, so let's do the math. Okay, let's do the math. For you to land one interview in a month, you need to apply to 27 jobs in a week. So assuming that we have 4 weeks, it means that you need to apply to 108 jobs for you to land one interview. Now, this is you that already have the skill. This is you that have already packaged yourself. You still need to apply to 108 jobs for you to land just one interview. Now, imagine someone that do not have those skills at all. Now, most times, these are the points where people fall off. Oh, I already have the skill, I've packaged, I'm applying, but I'm yet to land a job. It is all about perseverance and consistency at that exact point. So I'm going to make reference to gym a lot because that's one new thing that's currently going on in my life. If you start gymming 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, fourth week, you're not even going to see any difference in your body structure. People, even after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, people will not even see those differences. It might be you that maybe when you wear your clothes, you feel, oh, this one is now tight, this one is now big, and a couple of things like that. But others may not even notice that difference that is currently happening. But consistently over periods of time, people are going to see that bulky body in the end. Same thing is applicable in the job market. If you apply once, twice, thrice, and say, oh, this is not working, and you drop it, that means you are not ready for what the market is saying. Okay, so consistency with respect to applying to jobs is part of things that will land you what you are looking for. And like I always tell everyone, applying to a job is job on its own. Okay, applying to jobs is a job on its own. You need to treat it like a job. We're going to still explain all these things personally for us to understand what we are talking about. And one of the challenges that we have with respect to making this move is that we focus at the finish line. instead of focusing at the beginning line. Okay, we are looking at, oh, as a cybersecurity person, I need to be able to, the end, this is what I need to do, blah, 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 blah. But you've not even taken that first step. Okay, and the truth is, the first step is always the hardest. Okay, but once you take it and consistently put in effort each day, you will eventually reach that finish line. Okay, it's something that I've already explained. That first step is very, very crucial. That's what we call analysis to paralysis. Sometimes you just have to do it. Okay, you can analyze something from today till next year, and then in the end, you've paralyzed that exact decision, and you didn't make any headway from it. So make sure that you don't do what we call analysis to paralysis, and keep it at bay with respect to analyzing the career path that you want to move into. Okay, but how then do we get started? So what do I need to do for me to get started in this industry? So first is you need to select your desired career path. You need to have a desired career path that you have already mapped out for yourself. So before we get into addressing all the career paths, let me see the ones that you've already personally decided that this is the career path that you want to move into. So do we have people here that have already selected a career path that they want to get into? Type it in the chat box. Let me see the career paths that we've already selected that we want to move into. I can't see anything. Can anyone hear me? Okay, I can see a couple of charts dropping. Data analysis from iPhone, network engineering, HR analytics, data analytics, data science, product manager or agile expert, scrum master. Amazing. Samuel, I'll explain something to you tonight with respect to product management. Please make sure you're on the call. Business analysis, data analyst, accounting. Amazing, Olufunke, accounting, security personnel, data engineering, UI, UX, cybersecurity, data analytics, and a whole lot of other courses. Amazing. I'm glad that we already have some career paths that we identified that we want to move into. That is your first step. Identifying a career path that you want to move into. Philip said helicopter landing. Amazing, Philip, helicopter landing. I'm sure you see who that is going to teach you helicopter landing. Myself, I can't even fly the helicopter, talk more of landing it. Okay, so first thing is you need to select your desired tech career path. And if you've not selected anyone because you don't understand what it all entails, hold on. We're going to explain all of them for you to now choose the one that speaks to you. So next is for you to learn the skill. So if you want to break into the tech career path, there are 6 basic steps I need to take. First is select your desired tech career path. Next one is learn the skill, and then gain project-based experience, then gain employability skills, and of course, networking and mentorship. So I'm going to explain all these career paths to us. I'm going to explain each of them to us, okay? So before we move into selecting different career paths, what we do as a company is we scrape different job boards out there. LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Total Jobs, CV Library, Google Jobs, Monster, for us to find the top jobs that was posted during the year. Okay, and from it, we're able to see a lot of jobs. Then we did what we call data analysis for our own self. So we carried out data analysis using these 3 basic criteria. We carried out data analysis using these 3 basic criteria. Okay, and what we concentrated on was simple. The ones that give ease of learning. Okay, the ones that give ease of learning, the ones that give ease of transition, ease of learning with respect to, is it a career path that people can easily learn? Okay, is it a career path that has that ease of transition and that you're coming from a background in teaching? As a teacher, do you have transferable skills from teaching that can easily bring into the tech environment? Okay, and then lastly, does it offer you high rewarding salary? Okay, so that's how we're able to select the programs that we offer. The ones that give you ease of learning, the one that also offer you ease of transitioning, and lastly, high rewarding salary. Okay, so and that's where we now got all these 8 career paths that we presently offer, which are business analysis, okay, agile project management, the Scrum Master, data analytics, data science, data engineering, cybersecurity, financial analytics, and also HR analytics. And what we went on to do is these 8 career paths, do they have the relevance in the next coming years? We need to validate it against an external platform. So we looked at several reports. Finally, we saw this report, World Economic Forum report. Okay, so it's out there. You can always go to the World Economic Forum report and look at what they are saying. Okay, you can always look at the World Economic Forum report. So from it, we saw the future of jobs, the jobs that is going to grow and the jobs that is going to decline. So if you look on my left-hand side, you see the jobs that will grow in the next coming years. That's the jobs that we have on this left-hand side, okay? If you go to the right-hand side, you see the jobs that is going to decline in the next coming years. So the left-hand side houses the jobs that will grow, while the right-hand side houses the jobs that is going to decline. I'm sure it's not a news that the first thing that we're seeing amongst the jobs that will grow is AI and machine learning. I mean, if you're someone that follows the stock market, you know that NVIDIA has been doing magic because they provide chips and processors for AI. Okay, and that's why their stock is the best performing. Same thing is also applicable in the career sector. Because of all those AI movements, AI and machine learning is one career path that is number one at the moment. Okay, so let's concentrate on the ones that have the color codes on them. We have AI and machine learning specialists, we have the business intelligence analyst, and we have the fintech data analyst and scientists. And all of them makes up the data analyst and data science. So this validates that data scientists and data scientists will be necessary and needed in the next coming years. Moving down, you're also going to see the other one there called information security analyst. And what he did is to validate that cybersecurity will be needed in the next coming years. Okay, what he did is to validate that cybersecurity will be needed in the next coming years. Then moving on, you're also going to see the one in the green column, that is big data specialists, data engineers, and database architects. And what that's validated is that data engineers will be needed in the next coming years. Same thing with the one in orange, your process automation specialist, and that's the business analyst. Business analyst. Now let's take a look at the ones on the right-hand side, the jobs that will decline in the next coming years. So if you look at the jobs that will decline in the next coming years, I know I said, Simeon, that I'm going to tell you something. Look at this exact job here right now. Simeon, can you see this job here? Oh, I think I'm marking the wrong one. All right, okay. So this exact job that we have here, product managers. Product managers. All right. So if you look clearly, product managers were identified as part of the jobs that will decline in the next coming years. Okay, and that's from the World Economic Forum report. And it's simple. Most companies are now looking for agile guys, people that can work iteratively. Now, if you are still tilted towards the software development life cycle, waterfall aspect, that is on a closed loop and not you working iteratively, you might end up losing your job. Okay, but if you're a product manager, the best thing you can do is now to upskill yourself to be proficient in agile methodologies for you to comfortably be able to work iteratively as well, so that you'll be part of the people that will be on the left-hand side. Okay, so clearly you'll see that this product management will decline. So moving on, you're also going to see the other jobs that also will grow. We have the database and network professionals, and that also is speaking to the data engineers and cybersecurity professionals. The next one is the project managers, which is speaking to the agile and scrum for projects. And then you have the financial analysts and data analysts and so on and so forth. So if your job I know someone also mentioned that they want to be an accountant. So if you are looking to be an accountant forever, then you need to also know that your job is at stake. You need to know that your job is at stake. But look at the right side of things now. There is what we call financial analysts here. Now, it simply means that you have opportunity for you to tilt to something that is close to what you are doing that will be on the right side of the future of jobs, which means that you are comfortably going to still be on the part of job that is going to grow. But if you remain on the right-hand side, you are already mapping yourself out for being faded out. So please, guys, make sure that you look at this report holistically. Click on the attendance form, fill the attendance form. In the end, we are going to share this slide with you. Okay, we are going to share this slide with you and also the recording of this session. Okay, someone mentioned Tech Chukwemeka, I'm presently working on upskilling as agile methodology learning Jira Confluence. Fantastic, Samuel. Fantastic, Samuel. So as someone that is looking to be a Scrum Master, these are things that are relevant for you. So let's move on. We identify that those 8 career paths actually will give you the relevance and longevity that you are looking for. And the beauty is also this, that you're a data analyst doesn't mean that you can only work on data-related jobs. That you're a data analyst doesn't mean that you only work on data-related jobs, okay? You can also function as a business intelligence analyst. You can work as a marketing analyst. You can work as all these different roles that exist here. You can work comfortably in all these sectors, in these companies. So when you're looking for a job, you're not just looking for a job as a data analyst. You're exposing yourself to multiple roles out there, okay? Same thing also is applicable to business analysis. If you're looking to be a business analyst and you are done training, you're not just going to be looking for jobs that only exist in business analysis. You should also apply to roles that is in business data analysis. You can also apply to roles that is in operations analyst, improvement specialist, change management professionals, and so much more. So you are not confined to just the name itself. There are so many branches under it. For instance, cybersecurity as well can be a SOC analyst, can decide to be a pen tester, can apply to roles existing as a vulnerability analyst, and so much more. Most important thing is understand where your skills are applicable to and build up from that exact place. Okay, so please make sure that you're not confining yourself to just one sector. Number 2 is learn the technical skills in your choosing area. So most people, the challenge we also have with respect to breaking into the tech sector is that we learn theoretically. Okay, we are pursuing certification instead of getting the skill and competence. Okay, as someone that has been in this sector, I can clearly tell you that certificates is not it, right? Certificate is not what recruiters are looking for. Recruiters are looking for people that has the competence and the skill. And that's why our classes have live instructor-led classes where you have someone like myself teaching you in the class. Okay, and you also have a self-paced approach where you get videos that you're expected to watch and replicate things that we already have there. Okay, so these are things that we do to make sure that your learning journey is structured perfectly. The live instructor-led, you can easily be able to ask questions and someone will answer you right there. Okay, you can easily ask questions and someone will answer. And then the self-paced, on your own, you are watching all those videos. Okay, moving on. Next one is for you to gain project-based experience. Project-based experience. Okay, most of us learn using certificates, and that's what we are pursuing. So let me ask you a question. You have a car and your car spoils. Who are you going to give your car to? A graduate from Harvard University saying, oh, I'm a mechanical engineering graduate from Harvard University, or someone that has experience in mechanic workshop, and the person is telling you, oh, this is my mechanic workshop. I've worked on Aston Martin, I've worked on Benz, I've worked on Toyota, I've worked on Volkswagen. Whom are you going to give your car to? This or that? Let me see what we have to say. This or that. Okay, I can see a couple of that. Can see a couple of that experience. Can see a couple of that. Okay, experience, amazing. I'm waiting for someone that will say this. Okay, I can see a couple of that. Amazing. But why then do we pursue certificates? Why then do we pursue certificates? Okay. Why then do we pursue certificates? Rotimi said maybe both. Amazing. Maybe both. I'm sure that if your car spoils right now, you're not going to, Rotimi, I know you mentioned you're in Nigeria, you're not going to give your car to a mechanical engineering graduate from University of Lagos. I'm sure you're not going to give your car to that exact person, unless that mechanical engineering graduate from Lagos, University of Lagos, has gone ahead to learn the experience aspect. So this is to tell you that education will only give a theoretical understanding. But for you to break into the sector, you need experience. Okay? You need experience. And that is why we always struggle to land jobs. Okay? That is why we always struggle to land jobs, because recruiters are looking for people that have experience that will also be able to get the job done. Even though it's entry-level role, they still want someone with already experience that's existing there. So how then do you get all those experience? How then do you get this experience that we are talking about? It is by learning using project-based aspects. Okay, by learning using project-based aspects. Okay, and now let me just walk us through some projects that you are going to be working with. Oh, my video is off. Let me just walk us through a couple of projects that you work with to show how you are going to learn. Okay, so for instance, let's say data analyst, you need to have evidence of things that you have done. Okay, you need to have evidence of things that you have done. So this is a portfolio of a data analyst. You can easily see that this data analyst has worked on a project relating to deep care hospital ER visit analysis. If you scroll down, you see the one that she did relating to Redox airline flight analysis. You see the one that she did relating to Express Tech food delivery. You see the one she did relating to Nestle product analysis and also Zenith Electronics. And if you check, these are 5 different sectors of the economy. The first one is the health sector. Second one is the aviation sector. Third one is supply chain. Fourth one is FMCG. And fifth one is technology industry. Now, a data analyst that have gone through all this experience, worked on this project, and someone that have gone to school and the person studied data analytics. This is also where all those experience come in. Okay, so the best approach is always that make sure that you add this experience to part of the things that you have. So let me click on one of the reports there. So when you click on one of them, you are going to see easily what this exact person has been able to do. So if you click on this health report, okay, why is it taking time? If you click on the health report, we are going to see what this individual worked on. All right, you are going to see what this individual worked on. Okay, it was a tableau work. Okay, and if this person goes for any interview right now, she can speak from a place of experience. Okay, hi guys, while I was consulting with analytics, I worked on a project that involved me analyzing the deep care hospital ER visits. And from it, I was able to see that our total number of patients was close to 10,000, and their average years was around 40 years. Then the average waiting time that our patients had was around 35 minutes. And this got me thinking. As a data analyst, I was looking for ways for me to reduce this average waiting time of 35 minutes to something that would be around 15 minutes. And I was able to find the departments that the delays were coming from my analysis. And when I did this, I did that, I was able to improve the waiting time from 35 minutes to being 17 minutes. And because of it, we have improved turnover, which in the end also improved our revenue. So when you speak like this to your recruiters, there's no how they're not going to know that you have worked on a data. There's no how they're not going to know that you have an experience. So the same way you are working on this healthcare data set, that's how you are also working on other different sectors of the economy. Okay, different sectors of the economy for you to have the industry-based experience when speaking from it. Okay, so this is how you get experience without getting experience. So some of those jobs that you are seeing and they mention, oh, we need someone with social experience in Power BI, SQL, Excel, machine learning, coding, cybersecurity, and so on and so forth. Project-based learning is the way to go. That's how you bridge the gap between getting the experience before getting the experience. I hope I'm speaking to someone at this very moment. So next one is for you to gain employability skills. For you to gain employability skills. So I will tell you guys for a fact. I've had a couple of interviews where we're trying to bring people into Tenalytics, and then we've seen amazing data engineers. This person is so amazing. We've seen an amazing cybersecurity person. We've seen a great data analyst. But when it comes to the point of talk to us, talk to me, man to man, follow me and talk, they can't easily communicate. And it became a challenge with respect to picking them and bringing them on board. Because in our own sector, with respect to what we do, we're in the service industry. So there is need for you to know how to communicate with people. So if you're a data analyst, that you don't know how to move the knowledge that you have in your head into another person, it becomes a challenge, right? So that's where employability skills also come in. So technical skill alone will not land you the job. Your technical skill plus employability skills, these are things that will get you that job that you're looking for. And first thing we also walk our students through is your CV reviews and revamp. How do you optimize your CV in a way that it matches the job that you are going for you to even scale that initial applicant tracking system, you need to be able to match it to the job that you are going for, because that's how you can scale it easily. Right. Next one is LinkedIn optimization. How do you learn publicly and be relevant out there? I was trying to hire for a role for a lead generating person. So what I did was simple. I typed Apollo.io on LinkedIn, and it brought out everyone that made a post relating to Apollo.io. And I personally headhunted who I needed and DM'd the person. Okay, and this is the easiest way recruiters hire. So if your LinkedIn is dormant, if your LinkedIn is not active, if you're not talking about things that you are doing, for instance, you're a data analyst and on your LinkedIn, you've never posted what's it called? You've never posted a Power BI report of what you've done before. You've not posted SQL of anything you've done before. You've never written anything on Tableau. How exactly do you want recruiters to see you? Okay, so number 3 is we also bring in recruiters back to the classroom to walk our students through how they can easily navigate the job market, the different job boards that exist out there, how to utilize them to find that specific job they are looking for. And when you land an interview invite, we're also here to do what we call interview preparatory class for you. We prepare you using the SIT and STAR framework. How do you answer situation-based questions using the STAR approach? Situation, task, action, and result. Okay, and when you land a job, we're also available to provide you with references and recommendation letters. And of course, on the job support, where you're on the job and are still finding some things challenging, we can also be able to provide you support for like 1 month till you can easily stand on that job. We also carry out weekly mentorship sessions, walking you through several things. An Upwork session where if you want to play in the freelance space, can easily utilize Upwork with making $50 here, making $100 here, $150 here. Okay, so these are things that will put our students through for you to be a full-fledged tech expert. Technical skills plus employability skill. And then networking is very, very important. It's very, very important that you join a community that is very, very strong. So something happened in the past. We had a student, Anointing Steven, that after he finished our program, he came and said this: I just want to say a very big thank you for providing me with a reference. And then secondly, he mentioned this: I am still getting offers, but I don't know who I can recommend. If you have anybody who is solid enough that I can recommend in case another comes forth within Scotland area, please send them across my way. And we were able to send 2 students across to Anointing Stephen, and 2 of them got the jobs also in the Scotland area. We also have instances where one person will move into a company and another person, that same person will bring in people from their own class into that company also. Okay, you can see this individual first moved to this company here, 7 Threads, and then also brought in their own colleague and classmates into it. So these are the beauty of networking, the power of community, which is why I always tell people, even if you are doing self-taught learning, okay, make sure that you are in a community they can also be able to thrive in. Next one is also mentorship. That's number 6. And the last one, mentorship. It is very, very important for you to know the power of mentorship, because I know all of us, we are pumped right now. I want to get into tech. I want to get into tech. You will start at a point, the morale is going to drop. Okay, so that's where we bring in experts to also walk you through the power of focus on several things that you need to know. Okay, body mentorship sessions where we also bring in past students that have passed through the program back to the classroom to walk you through on how they were able to survive their own challenges. Oh, during my own time, I was battling with my thesis, my supervisor was up and down, and I'm also trying to get this program completed. How exactly was I able to navigate it? Okay, and then worksheets were coming here and there. How did I navigate it in my own time? We bring in bodies they are going to have to also mentor you on all these things. So these are things that we put into place to make sure that we move you from where you are to this very moment. I hope you noted the 6 points that we have just simply identified. I hope we noted those 6 points. So at this point, I'll try and explain all the career paths one after the other so that we can easily be able to identify the one that speaks personally to us. Okay, I hope there are people that are still listening and understanding what I'm saying. If you are still with me to this very moment, please drop in any comment in the chat box so that I'll be sure that I have people that are still following me till now. Okay, I can see Arimo has been very, very active. I can see Arimo, I can see Musa, I can see a couple of comments. It's only 5 people that are following me to this very moment. Okay, amazing, 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 great. I always love interaction because that's how I know that people can actually hear me. Okay, that's how I know that people can actually hear and understand what I'm talking about. So next is, let me try to explain each of these career paths. Okay, so at this point, make sure you have your pen and paper to write things down. So business analyst, who exactly is a business analyst? So these are people that come to companies to optimize and improve their processes. Okay, so they're there to improve all those existing processes, and they also serve as the intermediate person between the technical stakeholders and non-technical stakeholders. Okay, so they're the middle guys between the CCOs, CEOs, CFOs, and then the software developers, front-end, back-end engineers, QAs, and so on and so forth. So they are there to make sure that information flows seamlessly within the company. All right. And as a business analyst, you are someone that needs to know how to communicate effectively. So if you're someone that you've been a teacher, you've handled a couple of things before now, you've been a quality assurance person, you've been in the business of improving people, then you should be looking towards business analysis. All right. Things that you're going to learn include, number 1 is process mapping. You are going to learn process mapping with respect to how do you map out the journey? How do you map out the different touch points that your stakeholders are having? For instance, as far back as 2011 or thereabouts, if you've been to any Nigerian bank as of then, you notice that there's always a queue there. If you walk into the man trap door, you queue up, get to the teller point, pick a form, go to the desk, fill that exact form, come back to the queue, and get to the front desk guys to perform your transaction. Now, business analysts saw this and said, how do we remove people from the banking hall? And that singular question was the advent of internet banking, it was the advent of mobile apps, it was the advent of agency banking and several other things that came up, simply because they want to be able to improve the process. Okay, so you're going to learn process mapping using Draw.io and Lucidchart to map out processes. Then you move on to project initiation planning, Agile and Scrum for projects, and software development lifecycle. So this prepares you with respect to having understanding of project itself. How do you manage projects that exist in the company? You are not the project manager, but you are a stakeholder in any project that is currently going on. Okay, so you need to understand how you can be able to fully serve as a BA in that exact project. They also learn requirements fundamentals, elicitation method, and stakeholder analysis with respect to how do you elicit information from your people, how do you know the requirements or the projects that you're trying to embark on, and how do you also carry out stakeholder analysis. Okay, and then finally, you now learn ChatGPT for business analysis. How do you utilize ChatGPT with respect to improving yourself as a business analyst? So the learning timeline is for 4 months, where you learn immersively in the classroom for 2 months, and then intern with us for the other 2 months, where you work on a live project. Okay, and then the class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So the class holds 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then evening class 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. You don't have to be in both, right? It's one or the other. So either you're in the morning or you are in the evening, but you have to be static to one. Okay, all these are in West African time. You can do the conversion to our own Eastern time or Mountain time to find the exact time for our regions. But West African time, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then on Sundays, you get the Watch Me Do It videos that will introduce you to deeper concepts in that exact area. The next one is the Agile Product Manager. That's the Scrum Master. So these are people that serve as leaders and coach within the project management team. They are responsible for making sure that everyone is working on the project using Agile methodologies. So you're going to learn things that surrounds Agile. You're going to learn the methodologies, the structures that exist, the skills and communication aspects before you move into understanding Scrum framework. You're going to understand your increments, your sprint planning, project backlog, and then move on to learn advanced Scrum practices. Then you're also going to have a tool knowledge of Jira and Confluence. Because for you to fully practice as a project manager, you need to have understanding of Jira, which will be your project tracking tool. Then sometimes also, Agile may not work, Waterfall may not work, Hybrid may not even work. So it's things that is as little as Kanban boards for workflow management that you may have to utilize with respect to managing this exact project. Okay, so you move on to your Agile metrics and reporting, learning your velocity chart, burn up and burn down charts to know when your team is performing above or below what they're expected to do. And then lastly, you have your leadership and reward application, and then Nexus Scaled Scrum. Everything you learn in the PSM program will prepare you for your professional Scrum Master examination. The learning timeline is also for 4 months, where you learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then have an internship experience with us for 1 month. The class holds on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, I hope we are taking notes of all these things. So let's move on to the data guys. So in the data industry as well, we have several different branches. Okay, we have data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, and so on and so forth. But who exactly is a data analyst? So a data analyst is someone that comes to the company to answer 2 basic questions. Okay, descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics. So he answers 2 basic questions, descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Oh, sorry about that. And while he's answering this question, what he's trying to do is to make sure that he gives the stakeholders what they need. So let's say under analytics, we'll have analytics. You have these 3 different branches here. Okay, so let's draw it down for us to understand what we are saying. So we have the descriptive, we have the diagnostic, and we have the predictive. So a data analyst answers these 2 questions of descriptive and diagnostic. which is what happened and why it happened. Okay, so a data analyst will answer these two basic questions: what happened and why it happened. For instance, let's say that analytics last fiscal year, we posted a revenue of $100 million. And data analyst has come to mention that what's $100 million? Let's say that's a lot of money, actually. Okay, but let's say $100 million, right? Then from the US market, he's telling us from US market, we made 500,000. And then from UK, we made 200,000. From, what's it called? From Canada, we made 200,000. Then from the rest of Africa, we made 100,000. And then in the end, we posted a profit of $1 million, right? This is him telling us what happened. So why exactly did that happen? He's going to now look at the other data that exists in the company, like maybe the marketing data. And from there, he was able to see that, oh, for our marketing spend, that we use 50% of our budget in the US market, which is why we spent 50%, and then we got 500,000 from there. And then in Canada and UK, we use 20% of the budget, and that's why we got 20% of our income from there. And then the rest of the markets, we're getting 10% from there. So you can see the correlation between the revenue and the marketing spend. Okay, so from there, he will now be able to make recommendations that if we are looking to improve our income from the African market, simply means that we need to also put money with respect to the marketing budget there. Now, the other one now is this predictive guide. So the data analyst, like I mentioned, answered just these two questions of descriptive and diagnostic. And for them to make sense of this data, they learn problem solving, different techniques that they will use to solve problems. All right, so they learn problem solving and then go ahead to learn Excel from beginning to end, learning both the rows, the column, your cells, formulas and functions, and then moving on to your pivot tables and then pivot charts. Then you have your SQL. How do you communicate with the database? How do you communicate with database? You also learn how to speak the language of the database, which is SQL. And then Power BI and Tableau with respect to your visualization tools. How do you visualize this data and bring it out in a more visual, appealing manner? And also learn to tell your story, and also ChatGPT for analytics and Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. The learning timeline is also for 4 months, where you learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then intern with us for 1 month. The class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sundays, you get your Watch Me Do It videos that will introduce you to deeper concepts. I hope you clearly understand whom a data analyst is. Now, the next one is the data scientist. Now, this data scientist is answering this question of predictive analytics and also part of descriptive and diagnostic. So data scientists will answer these ones and then be able to predict what will happen in future. Okay, so you answer the question and then predict what will happen in future, which means if you are looking to be a future teller, if you want to be able to tell the future of what is going to happen, you should be looking towards data science. You should be looking towards data science because they also perform predictive analytics and then also do what we call descriptive and diagnostic as well. So if you come here, you're going to see key things that you are going to be learning. You're going to be learning statistics first, before you now move on to learn forecasting and predictive analytics. Then you learn your Microsoft Excel also and learn Tableau, and then learn SQL for structured query language before you move on to the programming languages. So for you to be able to predict, you need to be able to program also. You need to be able to write predictive models. That's where Python comes in. Okay, you're going to be taught all these things from basic level to advanced level. You're going to learn exploratory data analysis. You learn machine learning and also computer vision. And of course, GitHub version control and how you can also leverage AI, which is ChatGPT, for your data science and Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. The learning timeline is for 4 months, where you learn in the classroom for 3 months and they have an internship experience with us for 1 month. The class holds the same time, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, or 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sundays, you get your Watch Me Do It videos. Then for data engineering, we're talking about people that serve as, they're like plumbers in construction companies. The way plumbers are building and connecting different pipelines to make sure that water flows seamlessly. That's how data engineer builds different pipelines to make sure that data flows seamlessly within the company. So you're going to first of all understand introduction to data engineering, where you learn your data lifecycle management, data architecture, and several others. Okay. Then you move on to SQL. For SQL, you're not learning it the same way data analysts and scientists learn. Remember, you're a data engineer, so you will be learning how to enrich the database using SQL. How do you put data inside the database to make it available for the analysts and scientists to retrieve and analyze? So your responsibility is to learn how to do database management for you to be able to be putting data inside it, of course. And then you also learn Python programming, Linux operating system, and how you can build a custom ETL pipeline. How do you extract data from any, for instance, let's say Twitter. How do you extract data from Twitter and then load it in your IDL environment, extraction, transpose it in your IDL environment rather, and then load to a database. That's what we call ETL. So that at any point that someone goes to the database to retrieve the data, they can easily see everything that's already in the website inside that exact database. And then how do you automate the processes? That's where Apache Spark and Apache Airflow comes in. Then for cloud engineering, you're going to be taught GCP and Azure. So for cloud engineering, you'll be learning how to utilize GCP and Azure with respect to cloud engineering. And you also learn version control with respect to GitHub and ChatGPT for data engineers. The learning timeline for data engineering is for 5 months, where you learn in the classroom for 3 months and they have an internship experience with us for 2 months. Your class holds on Saturdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time, only one class on Saturdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time. And then on Sundays, you get your same Watch Me Do It videos to introduce you to deeper concepts. I hope we are all following the discussion to this very moment. I hope we are all following it to this very moment. Okay, so the next guys we are going to explain now is the data financial analyst and HR analyst. So these are people, for the financial analysts, they are more of data analysts that specialize in financial data. Okay, so financial analysts are data analysts that specialize in financial data. So I'm going to learn the same thing data analysts will learn: problem solving, Excel, Power BI, SQL. Then why the data analyst is moving into Tableau, you are now specializing to accounting fundamentals, moving into your income statement, your balance sheets, your cash flow. All right. How do you use Excel to build all those things? And then your financial analysis proper, financial modeling. How do you build a financial model for a business for 4 years down the line? You also learn valuation and sensitivity and scenario analysis. All right. Why for the HR guys, you are learning after your problem solving Excel, Power BI, and SQL, you're now moving to how do you utilize all those tools that you've learned with respect to HR analysis and performance evaluation. How do you use Excel to build your appraisal sheets for you to do performance evaluation? How do you build your HR metrics and life cycle to know, okay, I need to perform stay interviews instead of doing exit interviews? Okay, how do you build your HR dashboard to be able to automate all these things to have, oh, this person was appraised last month. These are a list of people that were appraised, and these are their scores for the last 1 year or thereabouts. How do you build a dashboard to show all these reports? And also, how do you automate them and build your case for you to push to management? Okay, and then in the end, you also learn ChatGPT for analytics. So for all of them, both programs also for 4 months, where you learn in the classroom for 3 months, and they have an internship experience with us for 1 month. Your class holds also on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And then the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sundays, you get your self-paced Watch Me Do It videos to introduce you to deeper concepts. All right, so here comes the cybersecurity people. I hope right now we are still following me and we are not yet lost. I hope nobody is lost yet in the discussion that we are currently having. So for the cybersecurity guys, these are people that are there to protect our digital assets. All right, so they are there to protect the digital assets that you have there. The same way that you put password in your phone, that's how someone needs to be able to protect the digital assets that companies have. And things that you're going to be learning start from introduction to cybersecurity, because you need to have understanding of what cybersecurity is all about before you now move on to learn foundations of computing and networking. Now move on to learn foundations of computing and networking. How do you learn your IPs, your subnetting, your LAN, your WAN, and several others? Okay, then you move on to information security principles. So this talks about the principle on which everything you'll be learning in cybersecurity is hinged on, which is the CIA triad: your confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. Okay, so three of them: confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. Everything that you're going to learn in cybersecurity has a dotted line action towards all of them. Okay, then next you now move into offensive and defensive cybersecurity. How do you perform an attack? And also, how do you defend an attack? We're going to be learning tools utilizing Nmap with respect to your vulnerability assessment, Nexus with respect to your vulnerability assessment. Then moving on to learn how to utilize firewalls like Fortinet, how to utilize IDS and IPS, which is intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems, and also your CM2, which is Splunk. How do you use Splunk with respect to your cyber threats analysis and also attack vectors analysis? Then for your endpoint protection, you are learning how to utilize Microsoft Defender. And then when you move to exploitation, you are learning how to utilize Metasploit for all this. So each of these key learning areas that you have, you are learning a tool with respect to how to use it in the cybersecurity space. Okay. And then lastly, we now move to incident response and forensics, and then cybersecurity policies and compliance, which is GRC. So by the time you are done, you can comfortably work as a SOC analyst, can work as a pen tester, can work as a threat intelligence officer or a GRC professional. The learning timeline for this is for 4 months, where you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then intern with us for 1 month. The class holds every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. West African time, and then on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. I hope at this moment, we've been able to touch base with all different career paths that we say that we offer here. Okay, so all these things always seem impossible until it is done. And that's why I'm showing you a lot of success stories of people that have been able to do it before now. So I'm going to just play a video from one of them so that we hear what that exact person was able to also say. So we have Abigail, I think I've showed this before. We also have Gio that moved to data engineering. We have Vivian that been moving around the globe. She used to work as a data scientist in France. And then at the moment, she's now working with data analytics in UK. We have Olua Damilare that also got job. And also Ikmat that moved from being a full-time stay-at-home mom to becoming a data analyst and landing roles in UK. So quickly, before we move into how you can secure your spots, let me quickly play the video of Ikmat so that we hear what she had to say about her own learning experience. So just in the next 1 minute, let's hear what Ikmat had to say with respect to how her own learning experience was.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10.
How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same.
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in Tenalytics, and joining Tenalytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Tenalytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in Tenalytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, you have people you can always go back to even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have Tenalytics to go back to. They are the best and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable one I've come across so far, and that's a very good advantage. So yes, Tenalytics for the win.
Fantastic. I hope we heard what she's had to say with respect to how her own experience was. So while she was training, she got a role, but she was not able to take it up because she was still a student. And when she finished, she struggled to land another. It was now 2 months down the line that she got 2 jobs that one of them offered her visa sponsorship. Okay, so these are things that you need to also know, that it's not always that simple. Okay, you just jump in and you jump out. For her, she jumped in and she got a job 1 month into the program. But then afterwards, it was now very hard for her to land another. And it had to take her extra 2 months for her to land the next one. So on the slide, you can also see other success stories. We've had people, all our past students, come back to the class to talk on these things that they've been able to do. So you can also look at it, and from there, choose the one that also speaks to you and listen to what they had to say. We've had past students come back to class to give testimonials, come back to sessions like this to talk to people, and for everyone to learn from their own experiences. All these are all success stories of people. So please make sure that you fill the attendance form for you to have access to the slide and go through it personally on your own. Now, amazing thing is, our next cohort is starting on January 4th. Okay, so next cohort is starting January 4th. And at the moment, like I said before, we'll have an amazing discount for you. So we'll have an amazing discount for you by virtue of you being here. Okay, so all our program goes for $750, and we currently have a 20% discount for the first people to register for this. And this discount ends this year. Okay, it ends this year, and our year actually closes on December 15th, which means by next weekend, we'll be closing for the year, which means if you are looking to secure your spot, there is high need that you need to be able to secure your spot as fast as possible. And you can pay in 3 monthly installments. It's not something that you have to make one off. You can make payments in 3 different installments, one after the other. All you have to do is just click on the link that is here. Once you click on it, it brings you to our main start page. So at this point, just simply scroll down and look for the course that you want to register for. If you want to go for data analytics, you can easily scroll down and look for data analytics and click on register for DA. So once you've clicked on it, it will bring you to the main stack enrollment page where you select how you want to structure your own payments. If you want to make payments to be in one-off, if you want to pay it to be in 2 trenches, if you want to pay to be in 3 trenches, you can easily see the one that works for you. See, you can easily see that the 20 seats are still available. So once you click on one-off payments, it means that you want to pay the 600 ones. If you click on 2 monthly payments, you're paying 300, 300. And if you click on 3 monthly payments, you're paying 200, 200, 200. So let's click on this. All you have to now do is click on proceed to pay. So it's showing that your first payment is due today, which is $200. Next one is due by January 7th, which is also $200. And last one by February 7th, 2025, also $200. Just simply click on proceed and then fill in your details. So no matter the country that you're joining from, automatically it takes the equivalence and converts that $200 to that equivalence. Okay, so once you click on pay for product, it takes that equivalence from your card, as simple as that. And once you are done, come back to the main stack page and upload your receipt here. Come back here and upload your receipt here, and someone from our team will reach out to you. I hope this clarifies how you can be able to secure your spot. Like I said, the discount ends this year, and our year and our break starts from December 15th, which should be next week. So if you are looking to secure your spot, it means that you have to act as fast as possible within this 1 week space that we have, and also be able to secure your spot. I don't know if at this moment you have any question from anyone. Please feel free to raise your hand or drop it in the chat box and I'll pick it up from there. Any question from anyone, raise your hand or drop it in the chat box and I'll pick it up from there, please. Do you have any question from anyone? Okay, how long is the program for? All right, so it depends on the course that you are going for. So most of them are 4 months or 5 months. If you're going for something like data analytics, it's for 4 months, and you learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then internship experience for 1 month. So all our programs are within 4 months large. Okay, Rotimi mentioned quite clear. Please, how much is the fee in Naira, Adedayo? Okay, clearly Adedayo. So once you go to the website, try to utilize it and it will give you the equivalence in Naira. Okay, to give you the equivalence in Naira. So it automatically converts to your currency and gives you that equivalence. If you're in Nigeria and utilize the main stack link, automatically it will give you that equivalence right there. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Cynthia, is there a reply to this video? Didn't see it on time, and can it be shared with others? Is there a reply? Okay, Cynthia, so once you have access to the slide, you'll see the link for the video itself. You can also go through it and watch it for yourself. How does the reference work from Olufunke? So Olufunke, at any point that you get a job and your recruiters are reaching out to us, oh, please confirm that Olufunke worked with you people between so and so period, we are available to provide all those responses. So you can see this exact one here. You can see my slide. This is someone that reached out to us. My name is this, and oh, this should have been blanked out. Sorry about that. I may not be able to show it because the name is fully visible there. Right? If you reach out to us and ask for reference, we provide reference. The companies will reach out to us and then ask us for a link to upload the reference to them. You can easily upload it and say that you work with us so and so time. So at any point that you need it, we are available there. Right in your classroom, you have a link that you can use to request for reference. Okay, so quickly let me go to the classroom so that we'll have access and see what the classroom looks like. So when you join, you have your Google Classroom like this, and you also have access to the learning management system. So right here, you can see a place called Request for Reference. So once you click here, can easily see what you need to do with respect to requesting for a reference. Send an email to this, and then it will now be provided for you. Okay, I think the next one is between data science and data engineering, which of them is domain knowledge? Which of them is domain knowledge required the most? Okay, so for data science and data engineering, the one that domain knowledge is required the most simply will be data engineering. Right, that's the simple answer, Ose. Okay, how do we go about CV optimization, Jejelola? So what we do is when you join the program, we teach you how to optimize your CV, and then we also give you a template. All right, so you need to understand that for you to apply to roles, there is need for you to tailor it down specifically to the CV, to the job that you're going for. So we're not going to be tailoring your CV down to all the jobs that you're going for. What we do is we'll give you a template, and then we teach you how to constantly be doing that on your own. Because if you want to scale that initial applicant tracking system, you need to learn how to tailor down your CVs to those jobs personally on your own. Please, I need some personal help in choosing a perfect course. Can I private chat to you on WhatsApp, please? And do I need a computer for the training, or it's using Android tablets? All right, for anyone looking to do the training, there is need for you to have a computer. All right, there is need for you to have a computer. And then for the personal help, trust me, Olarewaju, it is a service that we also provide, right? So in the group chat that you all joined this class through, you'll be sent a link for you to book to have a one-on-one conversation with us, right? Make sure that you try to book this between Monday and Wednesday. Remember, our year is closing by the ending of next week. So book the conversation, and then we'll have a personal conversation with you to understand the career path that suits you. All right. But before then, also try to secure your spot so that you don't keep waiting for the private conversation and then the discount will be over. With public health background, we'll need your help on data analytics. Fantastic, Chooks. From public health, you can easily become a data analyst if that's what your question is asking. I've worked as a security personnel in an academic environment where I've gained valuable insight and extended my role. I'm eager to deepen my knowledge of the professional enhancement computer industry. Someone eager to enter the lifestyle and have a passion for family, which is my second. Oh, I don't think there's a question coming from Motorola Edge. Thank you for sharing. I currently work on Saturday, so I might need to be able to attend the class. Are the videos made available after class? Okay. Yes, Ahemen. So each of those classes are also always recorded, right? So the classes are recorded and uploaded to the classroom. That once it's over, you can easily from the classroom watch the recording of the class, because we know as adults, it's very hard to get everyone to be in the class at the same time. That's why all of them are always recorded. Do we book the conversation? Yes, it's a Calendly link, but it is entirely free, right? It's a Calendly link, so don't be scared whether you're going to make payments. It's entirely free. It's just for you to block our calendar that you want to speak to us on so and so time, and then we'll bring you on board. As a business analyst, can you work on process improvement on a new company? All right, 100%. So as a business analyst, your core responsibility is to improve processes, whether it's in a new company or an old one. But mind you, a new company means that they are still about to build the process. So at that moment, you are not trying to improve a process, but you are trying to create a process. So you can create a process and you can also optimize all those processes. So as a business analyst, you can work in a new company with respect to helping them to build their processes. Please, can the apps be downloaded on mobile phones because of easy accessibility, Jejelola? Jejelola, can you use Excel on your mobile phone? The answer is you may not have access to all the tools that will be there. Okay, so it's advisable for you to get a laptop if you're looking to break into the tech industry. Okay, for business analytics, are these classes on Sundays, or what is the Sunday class about? Okay, so the Sunday class is what we call it is watch me do it video. So it's not a class per se. You get a recorded video that is now teaching you on some practical things to do. So what you're expected to do is to watch the video and now replicate what has been done. All right, and all the times that we've talked about, they are all in West African time. What? Okay, for East, it should be Nigerian time. Okay, I'm interested, but I'm still an undergraduate student about to begin my last semester. I'm satisfied with how everything has been explained. I hope there'll still be time to enroll in July 2025. That's from One Sabone. Only definitely by July 2025, there will be time for you to enroll. When I did my own training, I transitioned with 35,000 naira. I mean, right now it's a different conversation. So by July 2025, if you wait till then, nobody knows how the pricing is going to be. Please, for me, I have undergo training as a business analyst. All I need is hands-on experience, what I need, and also want to learn Power BI more as mentor. Can you help? All right, Samuel, we don't separate people from the process, okay? Everyone will always come, oh, I have knowledge of Excel. Don't teach me this, teach me that. Don't teach me this one, don't teach me that. All right, that sort of scatters the entire process, all right? So we teach everyone from the basic. And we've also noticed that someone will come, oh, I've done this analysis before. All right, come into class. Can you please break down this project into their different processes using Lucidchart? And they are not able to do it. We'll end up teaching them again. So that's why all our processes start from the beginning. You have to join a particular class. And then from there, you also get access to the employability services. Please, how and where do I book the conversation? Amen, it will be posted to your WhatsApp groups. Saturday live class is about asking questions or teaching us about pre-recorded class, Susan. So Saturday class is, our classes are live classes. Okay, so they are live classes where you are taught what you need to know. Saturday's class, you are going to have a live interactive class where someone will be teaching you. And then afterwards, the class is recorded also and uploaded to your classroom so that if you want to go over it over and over again, you can easily do that. Then on Sundays, you get a different video for you to now watch to understand on your own self-paced, okay? On your own self-paced for you to have proper understanding, okay? Okay, I think I've been able to scratch all the questions in the comment section. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you so much for following us till this very moment. When will it be possible to have access to course instructors? So once you join the program, you instantly have access to your course instructors. In fact, in your classroom, you can easily converse with them. In your learning management system, you have access to them. And then we also create a closed WhatsApp group where everyone also has access to their own class coordinators and facilitators added there. Okay, I think that should be the last question there. All right, thank you so much to everyone. All these things here, they are all success stories of people that have been able to make this move. Okay, they are all success stories of people that have been able to make this move. And then if you go through it, you can see the one that speaks to you directly. So please, personally on your own, try to go through them and look at it personally and be able to make your decision. Like I said earlier, the discount ends this year. All right, it's not going to be carried over, and our year ends by December 15th, which means if you are looking to break into the tech industry, you need to move as fast as possible between now and December 15th to secure your spot. After then, you may have to pay the full price, which is $750. All right, so thank you to everyone. Like I've mentioned, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and we help over 2,000 people transition from our classroom into different sectors of the economy and also different countries, UK, US, Canada, and also Europe. And we have our students that work in these amazing places. I always tell everyone, NHS is our highest employer of labor. So if you're looking to get visa sponsorships, you should be looking also towards working with NHS. And in the past, we played a couple of things in the corporate social responsibility, helping people get into the tech ecosystem, organizing hackathons, and also giving out back to the society. Okay, so the question is now down to you. Are you ready to learn? If you are ready to learn, then you need to be able to make your move as fast as possible. You know, like I said, if you're looking to break into 2025 and be in the tech environment, the time for you to plan is right now. If you wait till 2025 for you to make your move, it might be too late that you end up not getting into the tech industry at all. On behalf of my founder, Adeza Suleiman, who is a technology consultant with over decades of experience in this exact sector, and also Efemina Ipro, that is also a data technology consultant that played strongly in the data science and data engineering space. I say a very big thank you to everyone for joining us today and have listened to me from 8 p.m. West African time to this 10 p.m. West African time. Remember, try to secure your spot as fast as possible. The best time to get into the tech environment is yesterday. The next best time is today. I can't wait to see you in any of those classes. Cheers, guys, and bye for now. Good night, guys.